Okay, thank you for watching my video. So I'm Daichi Takashi. I'm a Kyodo teacher. I have explained Kyodo to the foreigner how to use the body, how to make a posture. Today, so I will explain how to learn the Kyodo book and the Kyodo movement with naturally. So this meaning is from Zen and Buddhism thought. So today, so I will explain one meaning. Don't be conscious of one word too much. Don't be conscious of one word too much. So Japanese word is like this. Gensen ni torareru. So gensen means what? Torawareru na. Torawareru na means don't be conscious of. So my my purpose, my purpose, the purpose of video is two things. One, to understand the meaning of one meaning of don't be conscious of one word too much. So two things: how to how to use how to use this teaching from how to use this teaching with Kyodo movement. Okay, the one thing. What means what means what means is this word. Don't be conscious of one and meaning too much. Uh, this word is from Zen art Buddhism thought. So Zen, so meditation and Buddhism is taught from this word. Furyumonji. Furyumonji. Furyumonji means identi- uh, don't not to identify, not to what I say, don't be not to identify this one, not to make meaning of this one. For example, if you if you drink the water, if you drink the water, so you can you can like you can refresh your thought. But I ask you a question. How the how the feeling of drinking the water. So you think. Let's think. How do you feel? How do you feel if you drink the water? So you explain. You explain that. You explain that. For example, so the wet the salt, but wet feeling, wet feeling. Please explain. It's difficult. So in this world, there is a lot of situation. There is a lot of a thing, not to explain the word, not to explain the word only. The word only. It's difficult. It's difficult to explain one thing. Uh, for example, please imagine the first girlfriend. If you are born the first girlfriend, how do you feel? You say, oh, very excited, very excited. Please explain the detail of exciting, excited mind, exciting movement of your body. How do you explain the situation? How do you explain the movement of excited? So you explain the feeling and the movement of excited situation, excited condition. But it's difficult to explain all of the feeling, all of the content, all of the meaning. So in Japan, Japanese Buddhism practitioner than Kyoto practitioner explain Kyoto practitioner understand that it's difficult to explain. It's difficult to understand all of the movement, all of the feeling of Kyoto movement. It is the same concept for studying of Kyoto. So let's study. So two things. So for example, do you know the one teaching of the Kyodo, for example? 矢と弓を平行に揃える。矢を平行に揃える。矢を平行に揃える。Japanese word. 矢を平行に揃える。Do you know the one meaning? Please align your arrow line parallel to the ground always. Please always align the arrow line parallel to the ground like this. 1, 2, 3, like this. The arrow line is keeping parallel to the ground. It's important to make a good posture of the Kyodo. The arrow line aligned parallel to the ground is to good form. So as a result, the Kyodo teacher and Kyodo practitioner explain the basic and the teaching as align the arrow line parallel to the ground principle. But please think deeply. Please think deeply. If this movement is natural? Is this movement is natural? Please imagine. The important thing to prove with this, the important thing to prove strongly is to understand, to memorize the natural movement. Natural movement like this. Let's try it. Let's move your shoulder and arm like this. Can you feel that? The shoulder and the arm is relaxed. Can you feel that? The arm moved larger. The natural movement is larger and relaxed and flexible movement. But if you imagine that the arrow line keeps parallel to the ground is important. You can feel that. So you can feel that the movement of your body is the movement of your body becomes small, a little small is good. You feel that. As a result, your natural you cannot use natural movement of your body, right? The arrow line faces parallel to the ground is important, but more deeply important thing is to move your body naturally. The natural movement is that your joint, your muscle moved wide, moved larger, moved stretch. But so because you release your unnecessary thought if you move your body over. If you move the body over, your muscle, your joint stretch, and your heart and your brain your brain and your chest muscle can stretch it and move. As a result, your blood can flow your brain and your chest and all over the organ, and you can control your mind. As a result, the natural movement of your body is to move your joint and muscle over or larger and larger. But if you feel one thing, the arrow line faces is important. You will move your body small like this. This movement is unnatural. So the Kyodo practitioner thinks that Kyodo practitioner thinks that the priority is to move. The priority is to memorize natural movement. So two priorities are, and two important things is next important thing is to align the shoulder, to align the arrow line parallel to the ground. As a result, first action is to move over. two action is the next action is to think a little bit, that the other line faces parallel to the one. It's important to it's important to make a strategy to study one by one. The natural movement, the first step is important. So next movement, the first step, the second step is to think. The other line, you take care of you you think that you will control the other line angle. But so many Kyoto practitioners think that the first step is to align the other line. You cannot memorize the natural movement. You will when you do that, it's difficult to align. It's difficult to adjust your form better. So I think Kyoto practitioners think that the important thing is to make a movement, to make a natural movement. The next step is alright. It is the same concept of all of the teaching. So make a 10-monchi, 10-monchi, faces the sound faces vertical to the ground, and the other line, the shoulder line parallel to the ground. The important thing is natural movement. The second step is a variety of teaching. Please think that. Please remember the over and larger and wider flexible movement. The next, you study a variety of teaching. Next one. ありがとうございます。